they would come to certificial.com, right? And they're gonna see just everything blank. All right. What they're gonna want to do for the first time is register as a user. Right. Once they do that, they're gonna put in their email address. Now, for this example, I'm just gonna put in something. Um, you'll see. Email address at. Okay. So once they put in their email address and click submit, what's going to happen is that the email address is going to be it could because their account is technically already created from your file is already in Certificial. So once they put their email address in, their company pops up. Now this several are tied to this domain, but your insured's only going to see the one. Okay, so once they see the name of their company, they go ahead and click on it, go click next, and literally just fill out their first, last name, passwords, accept terms and conditions. They can view them, of course, and click sign up. And that's essentially it. They'll get a second email that just has them confirm themselves, to make sure they're not a robot. And that's it. Then they're up and running and can successfully log in and see all of their policies.
Okay, so now.
So if they're already signed up, then what they would do is if they're already signed up, they would put in.
No, go back to the first screen. So now they're already signed up. This is the login screen.
Yep, put in their email address and their newly created password that they just created. They click login, right?
Yeah.
That's it. Once they log in, they'll log into their insured mode.
Okay.
So how they can issue or pull a certificate simply by clicking on share policies, and they're going to get the ability to click on two different views. First is this web view or kind of circular view, graph view that we have here. Your insured can go around the wheel and highlight all of their policies and see what specific certificate holders are receiving said policies, right? If they'd like to. On the flip side of this, they can highlight a specific certificate holder and expand that and see what that certificate holder is currently being shared, certs. If they needed to pull a previously issued cert, whether it was from your agency or maybe previously issued by them, they just go ahead and click on this paperclip and they can see all of the certs that were previously issued. If your insured needed to reissue a certificate of insurance to this same exact certificate holder for whatever reason, they can go ahead and click on reshare and follow through the steps. Being that it's a reshare, all of the previous policies that were shared and maybe endorsements that were shared are going to auto-populate. If your insured needed to add in maybe additional blanket endorsements that you guys, essentially the agency, enabled them to, they can go ahead and check additional endorsements off or additional policies if need be. Proceed with the steps. If the insured had any additional named insureds, that would have been already set up in agent mode, but they would have the ability to swap out or change the primary named insured on the cert themselves, right? Or list their DBAs in the description applications.
Okay.
Okay. Proceeding, click next, and your insured has the ability to, if needed, add or edit the description of operations. Now, there's a level of safety within this, right? So the insured can, if needed, add in that specific language to here and proceed with the steps. But I'm going to show you both case scenarios that you're insured.
Yeah, we've already said that there's already only certain things that they can add on there. Yeah, that's fine.
Yep. So let's say that this language is what was previously allowed to be shared. They just leave this as it is, proceed, cert holder information is already here, click on next, and all they have to do is click share policies, and that's it. No one else had to lift any sort of finger. They click share policies. This specific certificate holder will be emailed the certificate of insurance. Agent is included on that correspondence, and that's it. You obviously see it in Certificial as well, also after the fact.
Okay,
Does the insured receive a copy as well? Because if he does not have the email address of the company or whoever is requesting the certificate of insurance, that way he can just present it to them physically.
So the way insured mode's set up is that it's really geared towards the certificate holder having an email address on file to create that digital
and they
communication.
should have it.
Adding a new certificate holder, you're insured. Once they're in share policies, simply just click on share my policies. From here, what they'll do is two options. They can either search the Certificial database and search for that certificate holder. Maybe it was part of an address book that was uploaded, or maybe it's the certificate holder that's already leveraging Certificial. Great. If not, they can put in that new certificate holder's email address, which is what I'll do for this example. And proceed. Real quick highlight, our platform will run this email address through our database, and if it is already being used by a certificate holder, we'll automatically populate that certificate holder's profile in the certificate holder information section. Being that I did not do that, I chose something that was never used before. It's not, so I'll get to that part. So you're insured, click next. Pick and choose whatever policies are needed to go on the certificate of insurance or certificates of insurance. If maybe you had certain things defaulted, like a property to like a 24 or something, the code 24. But we'll just keep it simple. Your insured can pick and choose CGL, auto, workers' comp, and then their umbrella policy. If they have the ability to share their own endorsements, they will see them here and be able to check them off if needed, right? If not, then they don't even need to check them off if they don't need to share that information. Proceed. Any
And
names
then what's the same stuff?
Same stuff. Yeah, exactly. And proceed. Description of operations. They can leave it blank. If that's the case, they can issue the cert successfully. If in this exact example, if they needed to add maybe very specific language, maybe the project location, they can do so. But the cert will get sent to the agency for approval first, right? So I'll show you this case scenario. So I'm going to go ahead and just put in something for example purposes. Okay. Now all this information is not required, but I'm just going to make it so that it looks clean. Great. Proceed here, and your insured can highlight everything that they're trying to share. They don't need to. They can preview the certificate of insurance. There's no signature applied for safety reasons, but regardless, all they have to do is click share policies. In this exact example, if you're insured to click share policies and they see this notification, the cert will not be successfully generated or issued or shared at all.
I'll send it again.
It's going to get sent to the agency for approval. So, right? And that's because Yep, go back a few steps, they added stuff in here. If they left it blank, stated within the parameters, they will be able to share this successfully. I'm not sure why that popped up, but they will be able to share this successfully without any action needed by the agent. Agents included on the communication to the cert holder, and that's it.